Barbra Jones Streisand was born on April 24, 1942, in Brooklyn, New York. Over the course of her life, she has become one of the most celebrated performers of modern entertainment. A woman whose story is one of resilience, talent, and relentless drive. She was raised in a working-class Jewish household, and hardship struck early. At just 15 months old, Barbra lost her father, leaving her mother to raise her and her older brother Sheldon under enormous financial strain. Yet from a very young age, Barbra showed a sharp wit, a love for storytelling, and most importantly, a voice so powerful and unique that it would one day carry her to the very top of music and film. During her years at Erasmus Hall High School in Brooklyn, Barbra stood out, but not always in the way she wished. By Hollywood standards of that era, she wasn't considered conventionally beautiful. Shy, awkward, and different, she often felt like an outsider. But when she joined the school choir, something extraordinary happened. Her soprano voice commanded attention, leaving no doubt that she had a rare gift. From that moment forward, she pursued her dream with unshakable determination. By the early 1960s, Barbra was performing in small New York nightclubs and cabarets. She didn't blend in with the countless other hopefuls. She stood apart. Her voice was breathtaking, but so was her presence. By 1962, she made her Broadway debut in I Can Get It For You Wholesale, earning rave reviews. Just 2 years later, she starred as Fanny Brice in Funny Girl, and the world knew her name. Her performance, especially her rendition of People, became her defining breakthrough. Her rise was swift. Television audiences fell in love with her after appearances on The Tonight Show and The Ed Sullivan Show. Then came her recording career. In 1963, the Barbra Streisand album was released. It won 2 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, a staggering achievement for a debut. From there, her career only grew. Over 6 decades, she went on to sell more than 150 million records worldwide, earning 10 Grammys, including both a Lifetime Achievement Award and a Grammy Legend Award. Her name became synonymous with timeless music. But Streisand wasn't only a singer. Her move into film cemented her as a once-in-a-generation talent. She reprised her role as Fanny Brice in the 1968 movie Funny Girl, earning her first Academy Award for Best Actress. Soon after, she starred in Hello, Dolly, Uomo the Way We Were, A Star Is Born, and Yentl, a film she also co-wrote, produced, and directed. With Yentl, she became the first woman in Hollywood to receive credits as writer, producer, director, and star on a major studio film. The project won her a Golden Globe for Best Director and opened doors for women filmmakers who followed. By 1991, Barbra had already earned her place among the greats, but she still had more to share. She released Just for the Record, a 4-disc retrospective of her career. It wasn't just a greatest hits collection. It was a story told in song, rare recordings, and behind-the-scenes moments. Fans saw not just an artist, but a woman opening her heart through decades of music. Her absence from film in the late 1990s left fans longing for more. But she returned with unforgettable humor in 2004's Meet the Fockers, playing Roz Focker, the eccentric, free-spirited mother. The film's success brought her back into the spotlight for a new generation. She reprised the role in sequels, proving her ability to stay relevant and beloved across eras. Then in 2012, she took to the stage again with her Barbra Live tour. One of its highlights was a 3-hour homecoming concert at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Surrounded by a star-studded audience, including Woody Allen, Michael Douglas, Donna Karan, and Ralph Lauren, Streisand gave a performance that reminded the world why her voice remains unmatched. Barbra's personal life has also been a subject of fascination. She married actor Elliot Gould on September 13, 1963, just as her career was taking off. The two shared nearly 6 years of marriage before announcing their separation on February 12, 1969. Their divorce was finalized on July 6, 1971. They had one child together, Jason Gould, who later acted alongside his mother in the 1991 film The Prince of Tides, creating one of the most personal and touching collaborations of her career. Years later, Barbra found lasting love with actor James Brolin. They married on July 1st, 1998, blending their families and building a partnership that has endured for more than 2 decades. Through Brolin, she became stepmother to his 3 children, including actor Josh Brolin. For Streisand, who often speaks of the importance of family, this marriage became a source of stability and joy. For decades, fans have wondered what Barbra really thought of her co-star in the 1973 film The Way We Were, Robert Redford. The film, a romantic classic, is still regarded as one of Hollywood's greatest love stories. Yet Streisand had always remained discreet about her personal feelings toward Redford, until now. At 83, she finally spoke candidly. "Robert was everything you hoped he would be," she admitted. "He was beautiful inside and out, and he carried himself with such quiet dignity that it made everyone around him want to rise to his level." She reflected on how unusual that was in Hollywood, a place often crowded with egos. Redford never had to command attention. His presence did it for him. "He had this golden glow about him," she said. "I was always aware of how much audiences adored him, but he never let that overshadow me. He gave me the space to bring my character to life." Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, but Streisand explained why it worked so well. "We were very different. I was emotional, expressive, sometimes too direct. Robert was calm, measured, restrained. But those differences became part of the story. That's why people still believe in those characters." Speculation has long swirled about whether their on-screen passion ever crossed into real life, but Streisand carefully drew the line. While she didn't confirm such rumors, her tenderness suggested a deep and lasting admiration. More importantly, she credited Redford with teaching her something invaluable: patience, restraint, and the power of listening. "He reminded me that silence can be just as powerful as words," she reflected. Today, more than 50 years after The Way We Were, Barbra Streisand looks back with gratitude. "That film gave me something I'd never had before, a chance to play a complicated woman, in love with a man she could never truly hold on to. It was heartbreaking, but honest. And Robert gave me the perfect partner for that story." At 83, her reflections carry the weight of wisdom and time. Her partnership with Robert Redford may have lasted only for a film, but its echoes are still felt in cinema history, in the hearts of audiences, and in Streisand's own life. She concludes with a sentiment that defines not just their collaboration, but her entire career. Robert wasn't just a co-star. He was a reminder that truth and honesty, whether in acting or in life, are what makes something timeless.